Hey everyone, Erica here, and I'm back today with another DIY video for you. Fall is by far my most favorite season of the year, so I'm very excited to be collaborating with two of my most creative Disney friends to bring you this fall-inspired Mickey wreath. Let's go ahead and get started. The things you will need are some artificial maple leaves, a hot glue gun with glue sticks, some floral wire. You will need two 10-inch wreaths along with one 18-inch wreath. I picked up these three from Michael's, along with some floral wire cutters. The first thing I did was I aligned my ears to the big wreath to my liking before I secured them with the floral wire. I wrapped the floral wire tightly around both wreaths just to make sure that it was nice and secure and that it was not going to budge. Now taking my wire cutters, I'm just going to cut off that excess floral wire before I tuck this behind each ear. Before you move any further, I would suggest picking up the entire thing just to make sure that they are secure enough. This is also where you can make any adjustments before we get started with the glue. As you can see, I did start the left, but here I will be showing you how I begin this process on the right. So for me, I found the easiest method to be applying a generous amount of hot glue to one of the bigger twigs and then start adding your leaves from there. You want to make sure that you are applying pressure to the leaf while the hot glue is drying. As I mentioned in my leaf garland tutorial, I kind of take turns going back and forth. I tend to add hot glue to the bigger twigs, but then I also tend to add hot glue onto the leaves and add from there. My main focus here is to cover up that lime green floral wire first and then add to it as I go. A little tip for you all who are burning your fingers with hot glue, what I'm doing is I'm applying hot glue, placing the leaf down, and then securing it with the side of the hot glue gun instead of my finger. Another option would be to glue something like paper clips to the back of the leaves, making this wreath interchangeable for different seasons. At this point, I saw that this side was getting pretty full, and I did want to continue to drag the leaves down a little further on the left side, so that is what I'm doing here. The beauty about this wreath is that it is as customizable as it gets. You can make it as full as you want. You can focus the leaves at the top of the wreath, on the sides like I'm doing here. It's totally up to you. Just keep adding leaves until it's exactly what you want. Once I finished adding all of the leaves to my liking, this is the final result. Now on to how we are going to hang this baby on our front door. With the wreath facing down, I'm using more floral wire, measuring out the hook, and looking at the placement of where I will connect the floral wire. This next step is totally optional, but here I am taking the floral wire that we cut. I actually cut two of them. Then I am taking some floral tape and covering up both of the wires that we cut. This is what they should look like once you have both wrapped up with the floral tape. And from here, I am going to wrap these two around one another, creating an extra strong hold. But I also wanted this to resemble the twigs as well. I do realize that using brown floral tape would have made it look more like twigs than using the green one, but this is all that my dollar store had on hand, so this is what we are working with today. This next step proved to be a little trickier than I expected it to be. I am trying to tuck one of the wires beneath one of the twigs to wrap them together and secure the handle, but it was really hard to get these under there. So here you'll see me struggling with that a little bit, but once I have it under there, I will twist the ends together to secure it. And once those are both nice and secured, I am going to create a little dent that's centered, that way our wreath hangs nice and even. And if there is anything that I've learned from the DIY world, it is when in doubt, apply a butt ton of hot glue. So that is what I'm doing here. Where we secured those knots, I am applying a liberal amount of hot glue. And here is where it occurred to me that those floral wires could very well scratch up my front door. So before the hot glue dried, I applied just 2 extra leaves that I had to ensure that those floral wires do not scratch up my door. Again, you do want to pick it up and make sure that it is nice and secure, that this will not come crashing down in the middle of the night and frighten you to death. I am so pleased with the way that this turned out. It brings me so much joy driving up to my home or walking up to my front door and seeing this beautiful touch of Disney fall magic. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you try it out, be sure to tag me. Please don't forget to check out Sariea and Allison's wreath that they've created. You will not regret it. They are both so awesome. As always, I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope to see you back for the next one. Bye!